Hi guys, today we're going to be learning about watercolors. So for this portion of our lesson, I'm going to teach you some application techniques of watercolors. So for those of you that haven't done watercolors before, it's a really easy medium. So I've got my watercolors here, I've got my brush, you're going to definitely need some paper towels, and then I also have a cup of water here. So your watercolors come out of a tube that look like this. Honestly, a little bit goes a very long ways. So if I'm squirting out a color, all I need is about that much. See, I just need a very tiny bit. And you're going to leave your watercolors in your palette. And they might dry out between class periods, but that's okay because you can rejuvenate them with water. So I never want to take this paint and just put it on my sketchbook because it's going to look really thick. And that's going to take a lot of watercolor paints. So watercolors are very different than acrylics. And they're pretty expensive if you try and use them like acrylics. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some water in here with this. And I'm just going to barely mix any of that in. And I've already got this pretty rich, deep color. See? Okay, so when applying this paint to your paper, there's a couple different application techniques that I want to show you guys. So the first one is wet on dry, and the second one is wet on wet. So for the first one, we've got our paint, we've got it mixed with water here, and our paper is dry. Our paint is wet, our paper is dry. So this is wet on dry, and it's just going to look like this. And if you don't think your color's dark enough, you can always mix more in. And if it's too dark, you can always mix more water in. It's a very forgiving medium. Alright, so that is wet on dry. The second type is wet on wet. So I'm going to start with my cup of water, and I'm going to put a little bit of water on my paper. I don't have any paint in that, I've just got water. And now I'm going to take my paint that I've already got mixed with water, and I'm going to put that on top of that water. So this is going to soak your page a little bit more, and it's going to create a little bit of a different effect than the wet on wet, or on the wet on dry. So I want you guys to play around with these and have fun with this. Just experiment. There's some really cool things that you can do with watercolors, and as always, ask questions if you need to.